So before I was diagnosed, my life was what I would say relatively normal. Get up, go to work. I worked any day of the week as far as, because I was self-employed already as a contractor, and I was newly licensed a couple years in as being a real estate agent, and slowly working that business and building that career to fade out of the construction work as far as getting up, putting on a tool bag and going to work every day. Started having pain is what stopped me and sent me to the doctors, which took 2 or 3 weeks of follow-ups and return visits to realize what was going on and get the diagnosis. But other than that, I would work and play hard, work hard, and that was pretty much my normal. Found out it was testicular cancer, stage 3B, but treatable. So the cancer diagnosis is devastating, but there was treatment. So for this day and age, I wasn't too worried. I mean, the second you got cancer is scary, but followed by there's treatment, and the 90 percentile cure rate is a positive thing. So then I was just ready. Okay, well, what do we do next, and where do we go from here? Kind of went downhill a little bit faster because it was so aggressive and chemo was scheduled for me a week later, but I never even made it that week. 2 or 3 more days, and the pain was so excruciating that they had to bring me into the hospital. Spent my first week of treatments in the hospital getting the pain under control and going from there. A lot of people might not realize, but technically it came back 3 times. So, because the first 4 weeks was supposed to be the end of it. My tumor markers were down. Surgery was scheduled to remove the masses. And then I never made it to surgery. This was over Thanksgiving in 2012, and my pain had came back. I called after the holiday. They brought me in, had a scan, and realized the tumors were growing again. Canceled the surgery and ordered 4 more weeks of chemotherapy. Then was considered done. Tumor markers were down again, but still had to have the surgery, so that was scheduled, and I had that in March of 2012. And that all went fine, other than that there was just a small amount of cancer in one of the masses they took out, but nothing. They figured they had gotten it, and so then it was just go on the watch list, which I thought I was good. My first follow-up scan, which I was excited to get so I could have my port removed, and then I got the call from the doctor that there was tumors growing again, and that I would have to be sent to Seattle for stem cell transplant or bone marrow. That was the next treatment. High-dose chemotherapy with bone marrow transplant. So early July, I was packed up and on my way to Seattle. When I found out that I had to go to Seattle for further treatments, that was actually devastating and a little bit scary. I didn't know it at first because I thought it would only be a month until my first visit over there, where they really sit you down and they explain, you're going to be here 4 or 5 months, and then because that's a big hit on somebody's life. The whole previous year I had kind of worked off and on. I had a construction job going that I had to try to maintain, and was able to maintain that, and I had, during the summer, was just getting back into showing homes and selling real estate. And so to leave the area for 4 or 5 months, obviously everything's off the table, everything comes to a complete halt, and that was going to be the most difficult thing. My support system during all of this obviously starts with Levita, and her being my main caregiver. One of the first things they tell you when you do go over there is that you have to have a caregiver full-time for that 4 to 5 months, and which is another scary thing. Once you have to figure it out. Now there are going to be 2 people that need to be over there. So the prognosis now is I'm cancer-free, which is great. Just found out today my very first follow-up scan post-second surgery was clear. But I feel good, and it's just going to be building strength to get back to normal now. Team members at Keller Williams mean a lot to me. They are a huge part of the support system after your close family and friends. I was really blown away that at first, within the first month, there was a fundraiser scheduled for me, a car wash, to help out because I had started this without insurance, and that was great. I was blown away, like I say, for the speed at which that was put together by other agents in the office. KWCares came in as a support as well, and a huge support. And I reached out to them after I found out I was going to be in Seattle, having to maintain a residence over there. You still got to maintain your residence where you're at. Had to have Levita as a caregiver, and that was really where the financial pressure started to build at that point. You can't work, you're going to be gone, out of the area. And so it was humbling to have to ask for help, but it was time to. And so we put everything we had to do together, sent it off, and I was blown away at the speed at which they responded. But yeah, they came back with a response and a positive one, a large amount, so that I could support myself in Seattle, maintain what I had at home, and have Levita with me for a full-time caregiver through this process. I don't believe I would ever leave California. And I'm glad I came here. It was, for being 2 years in and have the support that I've seen, I think was really impressive. And locally, nationally even, KWCares did what they did for me. I think it's just a great thing, and plan on getting back to work and doing what I can to contribute back to that KWCares. It's important to me. It was beforehand, and little did I know I was going to be asking for help when I started. He's like, hey, I'm sorry to leave this message on your phone. She goes, but it's actually good news that it's me calling and not the doctor, because the scans look clear. And I was like, oh.